Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing? It is my week 8 weigh-in update video for my Mounjaro weight loss journey. And as you can see, I am back home in rainy England. I got home last night from Bulgaria. And yes, typically it is weigh-in day the very next day after a week's all-inclusive holiday. How mean is that? So keep watching to find out if I have gained weight, stayed the same, or in fact lost any weight over the past week. So yeah, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Marcea. I'm 53 years old. I live in North Yorkshire in the UK. And if you're returning, thank you so much. Honestly, I've got so many new subscribers. I can't believe it. My channel is growing so quickly since I started sharing my GLP-1 journey. So if you are on a GLP-1, if you're thinking about it, or if you're just interested to see how I get on, you are very, very welcome here. Please do consider subscribing if you haven't already. It's free, it's just there. Click the button and yeah, but let me know how you're getting on, what you're doing, what you're struggling with, any hints, tips, share your weight losses, just everything like that, and let's just sort of chat with each other. I will reply to every single comment that's on here. I'm working so hard at replying back to everybody, and I think I'm pretty much up to date. I'm very impressed with myself. So yeah, these videos, my weekly updates, I just share my side effects. I let you know my current dose and also the weight loss for that week. Then we look through the Renfo Scales app and look at the different sort of like metrics in there and just have a quick chat about that. I have got a playlist for this. It's called the GLP-1 Diaries. So in there are my weekly updates, which these are, but I've also got monthly updates, and that's actually filmed on the 21st of every month. I started my journey on the 21st of May. Then on the 21st of June, I had my month 1 update, and it's really good fun, those videos, because we sort of focus more on non-scale victories. So I sort of try clothes on, get the tape measure out, do progress photos. I've got a belt to see if my waist is coming down in size, trying to get in a notch further along the belt. So yeah, it's just about trying to find things other than the scales to focus on to help us keep us motivated, and just try and keep everything upbeat, fun, light-hearted, and just hopefully just create a nice happy place for everyone just to come and sort of share their journeys, or maybe get some inspiration, or just have a chat, So yeah, that one, so I'm just getting comfy. I tend to chat a lot, so we need to be comfy. Those are my GLP-1 diaries. I film every single day. I do daily vlogs as well, and I'm getting quite the playlist of those. So in those, I just sort of share what I'm doing, what I'm eating. I share my Weight Watcher points, but I've also got the Weight Watchers GLP-1 part of the app, so we can look at the protein, fruit and veg, water intake, and then I track all my calories on MyFitnessPal as well. So those are my daily vlogs. And I've got a couple of playlists for those as well. It's called this chatty vlogs and my slimming journey, so my weight loss journey, something like that. I'll tag everything down below in the description box, so you can go look at all my old videos, catch up, so that you're all current and up to date and you followed my whole journey. So breathe, I talk so much. I've got a can of Pepsi Max. I need to get my bottle of water actually and get back on it. So yeah, I'm sporting a little bit of a tan. I've had the SPF 50 on, still got some colour, so I'm really pleased. I think I'll just look a little bit healthier with a little bit of colour on me. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to have a little chat, as I've mentioned, about the side effects I've had. It's now 9 days since my last weigh-in. So my week 7 update was 2 days early because obviously I was going away on holiday to Bulgaria, and I'd have been abroad on the Tuesday. So yeah, I weighed in on the Sunday, so a week past Sunday I weighed in. Today it is Tuesday the 16th of July. So just so you know where we are if you're watching this in the future. So yeah, this is covering 9 days instead of 7 for this week's weight loss. But yeah, as mentioned, I've been abroad in a hotel, staying all inclusive. So all my food, all my drink has been included. And yeah, so we'll just have a quick chat about the challenges that you sort of face when going abroad, and then we'll look at all the numbers and see how I got on. So like, the reason I wanted to go all inclusive, I thought in my head that it'd be much easier, because in the past when I've been like the all inclusive hotels where we've stayed, there's been a really wonderful selection of food, and I thought I'm gonna have some lovely fresh salads, maybe some like lots of lovely different meats and things, you know, and lots of beautiful fruit, so that I'll have a really well balanced diet. It should be super easy whilst being on a GLP-1, and I should be able to get my protein in, eat really well, low fat, high protein, should be fine. In my head as well, I thought I'm going to allow for a few alcoholic drinks, because obviously I'm on my holidays, I want to be able to relax, but I haven't really drank particularly very much since I've been doing my my sort of Mounjaro journey. So yes, that was my plan until I arrived at the hotel. And guys, I have chatted about this in my daily vlogs, so those of you that have watched my vlogs whilst I've been away in Bulgaria will be very much aware of this. But in case you're new here, or you only watch like my weekly or monthly updates, the food was just terrible and I was really struggling with it. And there was things obviously like pizza and nuggets and fries, like chips and things, but I'm not wanting that. My plan was to have salad and some nice meat, so I thought I'd have like eggs for breakfast or an omelette, something like that. Lunch and dinner would be meat and salad, and I thought that should be dead easy, nothing to think about, no brainer. But the meat quality was very poor, a lot of it was undercooked, and it just left me really struggling with just even to eat anything very much at all. So that was a challenge. Alcohol wise, I had literally most evenings I'd maybe have like 2 or 3 halves of lager, mainly like 2 halves of lager, but they were like lager tops, so they had some like lemonade in the tops. It wasn't quite a shandy, but it was a bit more than the lager tops, so it was just to sort of like sweeten it up a little bit. So I had a couple of lagers, and I didn't have any vodka and Diet Coke. The mixers were quite syrupy and very sweet. So, but I did have a couple of cocktails on a few of the evenings as well. And they were very nice, I have to say. So overall, I don't think I did too bad for the week. The meat situation improved the second half of the holiday, but I felt like I was under eating quite a bit, and I really didn't have any options to sort of like bump that up. And I was scared to eat the pizzas, I was scared to eat the pastas, because there was like cheesy sauces, just in case I had a really bad like tummy reaction. Because if you remember, like the week before when I'd been to Scotland and I'd had that macaroni cheese, I had a really sort of poorly tummy after that, and I didn't want to have that whilst on holiday abroad, obviously like in a foreign country. Now mistake number 1, I didn't pack any diarrhea medication with me. If this is TMI, I'm really sorry, but I think it's really important that we talk about side effects, like that are very real side effects whilst on a GLP-1, and most of them are like gastric issues for a lot of people, whether that be constipation, diarrhea, nausea or vomiting. So the first half of the week, I would say I was probably quite constipated, a bit bunged up, but to be honest, that didn't bother me. It wasn't uncomfortable, I was absolutely fine. And if you're going to choose between having diarrhea and being constipated whilst on holiday, I'd rather be constipated. So that all changed, unfortunately. By the Thursday, I was just a bit looser. The night before, though, I had actually been out at the pub, and we'd been watching the England game because it was a semi-final. So I'd had 2 pints of lager, but as lager tops, I'd got a Diet 7-Up, which I've been topping up just to sort of dilute them down and make them last through the night. So I had a couple of pints of lager, and so whether that had upset my tummy a bit, maybe. But then I was also looking at sometimes the best meat options I had at the hotel, and it's not really a great option at all, were a bit like the kebabs, you know, like the koftas. So I'm wondering if they were maybe quite fatty, because in a way I suppose they're just like a burger, aren't they? It's not like meat. So whether I'd had those a couple of days, whether they were like upsetting my tummy as well, maybe. But oh my gosh, Friday the 12th of July, I woke up about 5 in the morning, went to go for a wee, and I had the most horrific diarrhea. I went back to bed, straight back up again, and so I went to the toilet about 4 or 5 times on the trot, and it was terrible. Now, this is a really, so okay, diarrhea is one thing, but it's something I'd never had in my life before. And let me know if any of you have experienced this at all. I think it's probably more to do with an absorption issue, and which is why I'm now wondering about how much fat there was potentially in those koftas, because there was an oil, I know this is terrible to talk about, but here we can talk about these things. There was like an oily film in the toilet, which I thought was really unusual. Never ever had that before in my life, and honestly it was just the worst experience of all. It lasted probably about 24 hours. Again, after lunchtime on the Friday, and in the evening, Friday evening, less so, but still there. I went to a local pharmacy and I bought some Imodium Instants. Now, I googled Imodium Instants Bulgaria packet, and then I got a picture of it and I recognised it because I obviously know what they look like in the UK. And I went to the pharmacy, I showed them a picture of what I wanted, and I bought them very easily. I think it worked out about £8 for the pack of 6 little instants, which is absolutely fine. Now, she did try to sell me I think it was antibiotics and all sorts of things for bacteria in the tummy, and I was just very insistent that no, because I was pretty sure this was obviously a gastric side effect of my GLP-1 medication, but I just said no, I just want that, and so that was fine. So I picked that up, and in future I will always take some Imodium Instants probably a couple of packets with me just in case, with me on any trip that I go in future. Lesson learned, and I'll definitely do that. So I would recommend just take it with you, then you've got it. I did the instants just because obviously they dissolve on the tongue and they're absorbed straight away. You can also get them in tablet form like your Imodium, but for me, two things actually. Number one, if you're having really bad diarrhea and potentially things are just going straight through you, they may not be absorbed properly. Or number two, if you've got delayed gastric emptying and absorption problems and things, again, that's going to take longer to work than the instant ones on the tongue. So yeah, I would just say get the instants and then you're fine. They worked a treat, and by Saturday I was back right as rain, and I have been since. I've been absolutely fine, thank goodness. Throughout the week I drank loads of water as well through the day, and actually on that evening, that Friday, we still sat out. We had planned on maybe going to go do a shopping trip, but I just literally, I stayed off the alcohol. I think I just drank water all night. Did I maybe have one half of lager? But I just drank water all day, all night, and I really ate a very simple diet and let my tummy rest. Okay, that's it. That is all the side effect talk done. Let's get on to the nitty gritty and find out what I lost for week 8. So let me just tell you quickly about the dosages that I'm on. So yeah, week 8 I've been on 5 milligrams of Mounjaro, so that is tirzepatide or Zepbound if you're in the US. I did my first 4 weeks, I was on 2.5 milligrams each week, and then I've been on 5 milligrams for the next 4 weeks. Now I got back, as I mentioned yesterday, into the UK, back home, and I took my next injection last night. Now I've already done 4 weeks of the 5 milligrams. I decided to take an extra 5 milligram dose last night instead of moving up to 7.5 milligrams. So this next week will be another 5 milligram week. So I'll be entering like week 9, but onto 5 milligrams. So yeah, I've had 4 weeks at 2.5 milligrams and 4 weeks so far at 5 milligrams. And let's see. So got on the scales this morning. I was a little bit, not anxious, that's the wrong word. Now I feel like I've lost weight. You know, when you sort of, I don't feel like I've gained weight on holiday. I could tell by my clothes how they were fitting, that they still felt really comfy. Normally I get to the end of my holidays and things are starting to get a bit snugger than what they were at the start. We've all been there, and usually if I've been away on an all-inclusive holiday, I will definitely put on 4 pounds. realistically, I usually put on more like 7 pounds whilst I'm away, just through eating and drinking. I hardly drank any alcohol at all, honestly. I can't believe it. I'm like a new woman. Anyway, I got on the scales this morning and I now weigh, drum roll please, 12 stone 9 pounds. Now, if you're in America, that's 177 pounds. So those of you that maybe remember from last week or not, I don't expect you to remember what I weigh, but that means I have come off holiday 1.9 pounds less than when I went. So I have lost weight this week, which is like incredible. I think it's partly due to the food being so rubbish, and I just stuck to my guns. I didn't snack, I didn't have any pizza or anything like that. So I think I've probably been in quite a calorie deficit this week, even despite having my alcohol. Yes, I've still lost weight. I think I've probably still got a bit of like the post-flight bloat as well. So I am expecting probably quite a good loss this week coming up. So yeah, I am 12 stone 9 pounds, 1.9 pounds down. So I now weigh 177 pounds, which is 80.28 kilos. And my BMI is now 29.5. So I'm really, really happy about that. Just for reference, if you are new here, my starting weight was 13 stone 12.8. So I have now lost, is it 17 point, oh my gosh, is it 17.9 pounds I've now lost? So it was 1 stone 3.9, I think. Yes, 1 stone 3.9. I have lost 1 stone 3.8, sorry, 1 stone 3.8. My scales went a bit doolally. So when I posted it on Instagram, I said I'd lost 2 pounds. And then when I went back on, my Renfo had adjusted it again, and it said I'd lost 1.9 pounds. So I'm gonna do a screen recording. I do this usually, and we'll have a look at everything. But let me first of all show you. I'm gonna do a split screen so you can see my first 8 weeks. Let me pop it in. I can't remember what side it goes on. Might be here, but I'll pop in a split screen so you can see my first individual 8 weeks loss, so you can see how that's been going. And this is my best loss whilst I've been on 5 milligrams and I've been abroad. So I'm really pleased with that. I was starting to feel like I was a little bit stuck on my 5 milligrams. I have lost every single week, and a loss is a loss, and I'm always very happy about that. But yeah, I am really starting to feel it now. I am so happy. So yeah, there's the split screen there showing all of my total weight losses to date. What I'm going to do now, I usually do a screen recording, so I'm just going to get this screen recording going so we can do a split screen and you can see what I am looking at. Okay, so right, that's my screen recording up going now. So yeah, you can see there I am now 12 stone 9 pounds. I really want to get down to like 12.5 stone. Another couple of pounds would be fantastic, but I'm so close to losing 1.5 stone that I'm like really excited for that. So yeah, this week I've lost 1.9 pounds. My BMI has dropped by 0.3, but also my body fat percentage has gone down by 0.3% as well. So I really like these scales. We can go up here, have a little look at the different metrics that the scale measures, and as you see, you get a little overview there. You can see my weight, my BMI, the body fat, fat-free body weight, subcutaneous fat, visceral fat, body water, skeletal muscle, muscle mass, bone mass, protein, BMI, metabolic age. And then when you click on it and it opens it up, it just says here that 9 of the statistics aren't up to standard. It's been like that since the very start of my journey, but it is an improving picture. And then 4 are in target and where they ought to be. So what we will do here is, last week, let me know what you thought about it, because last week what I did a voiceover, and I sort of showed the like the weekly the monthly and the 3-monthly picture of the graphs and how that looks overall, because what I'm about to show you here is just like a little slidey scale, and it's hard to sort of know if that's good, bad, and how you're getting on, you know, but by looking at the graph you can see what the trend is. Right, so what we're going to do now, actually I'm going to try it this way. I'm really interested to get your feedback for this sort of part of the video. This bit is the bit that gives me the biggest headache. I'm not really sure really how to display the information for you, so let me know what you think about it. But what we'll do, we'll chat about each of these components from the scales, and I think what I'll do a little cutaway as well, so you can see where it is on the sliding scale at the beginning, whether that's good, bad, improving, or whatever. So yeah, let me know what you think of it and if it's working or not. Lots of you have said that you really like this portion of the video and you really like this bit of information, so I'm keen for it to be in, but I want to know the best way to share it with you. So we're going to just work on it till we get it right. So looking at my weight, you can see, if we look at that sort of 3-month graph there, it's really coming down really, really nicely. I can't quite do the weekly graph this week purely because it's 9 days since I last in between my weigh-ins, but if you look at the monthly, you can just slide that over, you can see there we are now at 12 stone 9, and that last time it logs this as 12 stone 11, but it was 12 stone 10.9. I'm not sure why it has that glitch on it, but it does, but it's fine. I'm not going to argue over 0.1 of a pound. But you can see there, yeah, that's come down really nicely. The graph's going to show you that I'm still obviously way over where I should be for a healthy range, but we know that, and it's a work in progress. BMI again is coming down really beautifully. If you look at from where I started at 32.4, now I'm at 29.5. Last week's it was 29.8, now I'm 29.5. So again, an improving picture, doing really well with that. Looking at body fat, actually this works quite well actually this way. We'll keep it like this and I can click on the last week's. So yeah, my body fat started off at 39.8, it's now 38.5. Last week it was 38.8, so that's reduced 0.3% in the past sort of week and 2 days, so that is also good. It's all going in the right way. Fat-free body weight, this is a bit of a strange statistic, isn't it? Because I suppose this is your body, this is your skeleton and your muscle, but without your fat. So it started off like my fat-free body weight was 8 stone 0.4 pounds, and now it's 7 stone 10.8. Last week it was 11.4, so I'm assuming that this weight that's lost here is probably muscle, which isn't good. I mean, there may be some water weight on there as well, but I'm assuming really that some of that is muscle weight. I really have to get back strength training, and it has to be my priority for now. Subcutaneous fat, I started off at 35.1%. This week I'm 34.2%. Is a loss this week of 0.2%, so I was 34.4 last week. So yeah, that's improving as well. Visceral fat, so this is the fat that's around your organs. It's kind of like the dangerous fat, really, that puts you at higher risk, isn't it, of other problems. As you can see, again, I've kind of been pretty stable. This isn't too bad, actually. This has improved, but it started off at 14. I'm at 12, and I have been at 12 for quite a few weeks now. So we are getting there. It just needs to come down, I think, to 11, and then that's at the like an acceptable range. So my visceral fat is much better than it was. That makes me feel quite happy, really, from a health point of view. Obviously I need to work on the blubber, like the pinch and inch stuff, but the stuff that's around my organs, there's not too much fat. So yeah, that is good. Now this is my body water, so like my hydration levels, you can see that's increasing, so that is really good. Historically I've been very poor at drinking water. It is something I'm working on. I'm trying to improve my hydration. Obviously it helps you lose weight anyway, if you're well hydrated. Plus it helps you stay fuller for longer, your body works better. And yeah, when I started my journey, I was like 41 point, I think my lowest says was 41.3%. Now I'm at 42.2%. I was 42% on my last weigh, so it's increased by 0.2%. So I'm really happy about that, because I've been in a very, very hot country, but I have been drinking an awful lot of water whilst I've been away, and I've had no tea at all. When I've been out, I've been drinking Coke Zeros. So I think Coke Zero, are they caffeine free as well? I think they are. So I've had a lot less caffeine in my diet over the past week. Skeletal muscle is improving as well, so this is really good. I started off at 35.1%. I'm now at 35.8%, and it has jumped up this week by 0.2%. I was 35.6 last week. My muscle mass, again, you see, this is a problem. It is coming down, and I do bang on all the time about how important it is to protect our muscles, but I haven't been in the gym strength training, so this has to be my priority moving forward for the next month. I really want to see this turnaround on my 3-month update. So let's see if actually focusing really hard, doing these weights does make a difference, because so far you can see I am losing muscle. I started off, like, my muscle mass was that 7 stone 7.6 pounds, is it? And now it's 7 stone 4.4. It's quite a confusing one, this one, because I'm sure I've got another one which says like my muscle is getting better, or it's on, maybe I'm losing it actually. Sorry, no, I'm losing it, but you can see on the graph it's actually still pretty good overall as a body composition, but I am losing some muscle mass. I've lost about 3 pounds of muscle, which isn't good, so I need to try and get that back if I can. Bone mass is just pretty consistent. It's a little uppy down a bit to begin with, not sure what that is about, but my bone mass is 6 stone 6 pounds, or 6.6 stone, however they look at it. And so that's fine. Protein is slowly increasing. I don't really understand how my scales measure this. If anybody knows how they measure the protein, let me know. I find it very confusing. However, it is an improving number on the scales, so I'm happy with that, because obviously I'm assuming the more protein you've got, the better. So that's okay. But 13.7%. It was 13.6 last time, so a very slight improvement. Basal metabolic rates, this is the calories that you burn just when you're resting. It looks like it's lost a lot, but when you actually look at it on the little slidey scale, my basal metabolic rate is actually pretty good. So I'm at 1439 calories. That's just, if I eat 1439 each day, I shouldn't gain weight or lose weight. That's kind of like where I'm at, just for my body just to run, you know, and to work and function. Last week it was 1449, so it's gone down 10, which I'm not surprised, because I haven't eaten very much, so my this past week on holiday. So really, if you eat less, your body is, you know, your metabolism is going to be affected. It's not going to be as good. You need to be eating well, having good muscle mass, you know, and keep all these things going, exercising, and that's going to help. My metabolic age has been the same for ages. I'm now at 59. I started off at 60. I want to get it down a little bit closer to my own age. As you say, I'm 53, but I did look on Google about this, and it says like 5 years either side of your own age is pretty much okay. So I'll be all right with that. But just from a vanity point of view, I'd like it closer to my own age. Yeah, so that is it. Let me just turn this off. As you can see, I just find these scales sometimes a little bit confusing, but yeah. Hang on, sorry. Stop that screen recording. Right, guys, that is it. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing. I'm just really struggling with that section of my video, how to share the information properly with you. So if you've got any better ideas, let me know. Let me know if you preferred the way it was in week 7, even though I was like away and like I was abroad. Obviously they just sort of did them as like little pictures, little cutaways of the graphs, and then did the voiceover. So if that's easier, let me know. Or I could just look at my look at my app, chat about it, and just do the cutaway bits so you just see it there rather than like scrolling and jumping around between it. And we might try that next week and see what we think. We'll keep going until we find something that is just right. You know, as I keep saying, these videos are very much a work in progress, and then I'll get it fine-tuned one day. But yeah, I just want to say thank you if you're still here, and thank you for your support that you give me week on week, day by day, you know, on my daily vlogs. And I just really appreciate the time you take to watch my videos, but also the time you take to comment. Some of you leave such big comments. I'm honestly so touched that you will dedicate a bit of your day to me, so thank you so much for that. I read every single comment. I think you all know that now, and I work so hard at replying to them all. Sometimes some of them flip into the folder where I need to approve the comments. Sometimes it just means there's been a full stop and not a space afterwards, and YouTube just thinks that you're trying to create a website or something, I think, and so I have to approve it first, and then it goes into the regular sort of section where the comments are, and then I can comment on them there. But if I have missed any of your comments, it is purely accidental. I would never ignore comments on purpose at all. So yeah, let me know if I've missed any of your comments, and if I have, I really apologise. But hopefully I've not missed anybody out. And don't forget, let me know how you've all got on this week. Also, let me know if you're on Mounjaro or Wegovy, Zepbound, Ozempic, whatever, or if you're just thinking about it, or if you're doing Weight Watchers, Slimming World, calorie counting, or if you're just like really happy with how you are and you've just got it nailed and you don't need to lose weight, but you just like watching my videos. Whatever, that'd be brilliant. But for now, guys, take care. I will see you all in my next video. Mwah. Have a great week, guys. Bye. It's great to be home.